Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we have something a little bit different to take a look at. When I was recently searching Walmart repeatedly every single day for new Jurassic World figures and also the newer Adventure Force dinosaurs, I stumbled across this figure, and this is actually a figure that you can see is called Raptar, and it is Raw 10. I had actually never heard of this until I saw it there on the shelf, and as soon as I saw it, I instantly thought, whoa, what was that cool thing? So I instantly kind of backpedaled back to it and checked it out, and there's actually a really cool line from McFarlane Toys that just recently came out of these Raw 10 kind of creatures where they're sort of like cyborgs, but also kind of animals, well, in this case, a raptor. So they did look really, really cool, and I actually picked up all 4 of the different versions that they had because they're just so incredibly cool looking. I was instantly sold on them and thought, well, I'll review Raptar here for you guys, and if you are interested in the others, I will review the others as well because the others are actually awesome too. But as far as Raptar, we have a really cool image here of Raptar here in the front, as well, of course, as the figure itself. And then if we turn it around here on the back, we have an image of Raptar again, as well as the other figures that here are in the group. We have a very large kind of a gorilla, a cyborg shark, and a cyborg snake kind of mixed together. Really cool looking stuff, as well as some information here on Raptar right there. So the packaging is really nice, but the figure overall was extremely striking, and I was just, again, instantly sold on this and wanted to get a hold of it. So let's go ahead and break it out of its packaging and take a look at it. So hiding behind our Raptar figure, we have this really cool booklet with some beautiful artwork here on the front of Raptar, and once we open it up, we have even more incredible artwork, again, straight out of a comic book, and it looks insanely cool. Beautiful artwork, also giving us some kind of information here, again, on each of the species here in the collection, and here, actually, Raptar is fighting the battle snake, and then we can actually open it up completely for an incredibly cool Raptar poster. How awesome is that? There's actually other Raptar figures, which I kind of hope they make those too, just because I would like to keep collecting these figures. Really awesome addition. This pretty much takes me straight back to when I was a child and the type of really cool stuff that they would have included in toys, which you just don't get enough of anymore. So kudos to McFarlane Toys for that, because that is awesome. And here is our Raptar figure. And at first glance out of the packaging, it looks even cooler than it did in the packaging. I am just so unbelievably sold on these toys already. It is ridiculous. They are just the coolest thing. And I am definitely a big fan instantly of these. Hopefully they continue this line and create more of them, because, like I said, I already have all of the others, and this Raptor is the first one that I've actually gotten out of the packaging to take a look at as I waited to review them with you guys. But wow, I am just so blown away by how nice this looks out of the packaging. So let's go ahead and just get a closer look at it right now. So starting up here at the head sculpt of our Raptar figure, you can see that it does include some pretty nice skin texture, but nothing really over the top as far as like the very minute detailing goes. But for the most part, I think it does have some really cool detailing up here on the face of the dinosaur. You can also see a really nice area here around the eye that's sculpted out. It's kind of given a nice darker green around the eye, and then a beautiful red eye in there, and it's nicely glossed. It looks really cool and somewhat realistic. You can also see that same thing over here. It just gives the dinosaur, the Raptar, a very evil looking appearance to it for sure. And you can also see up here the nostrils are sculpted out quite nicely, as well as the teeth. Of course, the teeth are very large on this dinosaur. It's like a mutant raptor, I guess, with half of a cyborg body. And you can see the teeth down here on the lower jaw are also sculpted out quite nicely, kind of all over the place. Pretty crazy looking as far as the way that the teeth are displayed on the figure, again giving it more of like that mutant type of a look. You can also see that they're painted pretty nicely for the most part. They don't really appear to be sloppy or anything anywhere that I can really see. As far as that paintwork goes, it does definitely look quite nice. You can also see the inside of the mouth right there, as far as that kind of skin flap is really nicely detailed. We also have the tongue inside the mouth. We can open that mouth a little bit wider, but it's a little bit stiff right now as I haven't really moved it around or done anything with it yet. And you can see the tongue sticking out now. It just looks like it's really angry and really yelling about something, but you can also get a better idea there of that skin flap and the detail included within. And then over here as well, very nice coloration that they've chosen for the inside of the mouth. The tongue itself actually looks quite nice, but finding an area where the light will hit it is a little bit tough. But it does look fairly decent as far as the detailing goes. You can see it kind of right there. And then you can also see that the inside of the mouth on the upper side also sports some decent detail, but nothing over the top. Again, it's kind of hard to get in there and see it. There we go. We can see it a little bit there. So definitely really nicely done as far as the inside of the mouth, and the inclusion of the articulated jaw is pretty darn cool as well. If we look up here at the top of the head, you can see some more really beautiful detailing. And one thing I can say I'm immediately a huge fan of on this figure is how they've given it a very nice wash, like a darker wash, all over the figure. So it gives it a pretty realistic look as far as like the skin goes and the skin coloration. As we start to move down to the body of the dinosaur, you can see some really nice kind of scoots that run along the top of the head, almost like an armored appearance to the upper side of the dinosaur's head, as well as some osteoderms sort of that pick up here and there all over the dinosaur. Actually, as we move down the neck, you can continue to see some really nice skin texture. It actually picks up pretty nicely right here with a scaly type of a look, and we also have a really nice twist in the neck as the dinosaur has its head facing backwards as far as the way it's displayed here in the box when you first take it out. And you can see how really nicely done that kind of skin detailing is, and the way it kind of curves back around. That looks really, really cool. Definitely a big fan of the way that's sculpted out. Super, super realistic looking as far as that kind of twist in the skin goes. If we look around here at the back, again, you can continue to see how nice that twisting in the skin looks. You can even kind of see like the throat running up here a little bit in that area. And looking at the back of the head, you can see again that very nice armored appearance to the dinosaur and how cool it looks. You can also probably take note to that nice darker wash. It's like a darker green that they've given it to really bring out all the detail all over the figure. And I love that they've added in that greenish coloration, that greenish wash. Super awesome on their part. As we move down here into the body, you can see some more of those kind of osteoderms, and they actually become really abundant right here in the neck, but you can see them running down here into the arm as well. You can pick up on the rib cage a little bit right there. Definitely looks nice and muscular, especially as you move down here into the arms. You can continue to see some nice muscle tone. The arms almost look alien-like a little bit as far as the way that they are sculpted out. They do have some nice scales to them right here, but then as we get further down into the arm, it's just more of like a skin textured type of a look, but it's really, really highly detailed for sure. And then we come down here into the hands of our Raptar. The hands look pretty cool. Again, nothing about this figure is accurate to what a raptor would look like, but as far as a mutant sort of a dinosaur, it's definitely really cool. And you can see the hands also look very alien-like, very creepy overall, but really, really beautifully sculpted. There are no painted nails, unfortunately, as far as the hands go, which is definitely a downside when you've done so much as far as paintwork, as far as like giving it a nice wash and everything to make it look pretty realistic. It's definitely a little bit of a downside to see no nail paint. And you can see the arm on this side is beautifully sculpted, just like we had seen on the previous side. Very nicely done. Both, again, very creepy looking arms. And then you can also see some really beautiful skin detail on the underside. Actually incredible looking skin detail here on the underside. Beautifully, again, brought out with that wash, that green, that darker green wash. But incredible looking as far as the movement just kind of being shown throughout the sculpt of this. Very, very nicely done. And then as far as the body itself, you can continue to see some more really nice detailing. As we move up here from down here, it's a beautiful skin textured look down here. But as we move up here, you can see like some really nice scales and stuff, again, brought out with that nice darker wash. And then we transition to the mechanical side, the robotic side of our dinosaur. And look at how incredibly well sculpted this is. That is insanely, insanely well done. And just like with the dinosaur, the body here is given a nice grayish coloration as far as the robotic area, and it's given like a nice dark wash as far as like a darker gray to really, really bring all the detail out on this in every possible way. And there's just so much going on as far as the sculpt work here in the robotic area that it is just unbelievably crazy. You can even see the claws and everything, as well as the sickle claw, which of course is trademarked to a raptor. And if we look over here, you can continue to see the same thing, just absolutely insane as far as the amount of detailing included in this Raptar figure. It is just awesome. Absolutely awesome as far as the sculpt goes. And I was really impressed with this area up here. But once you actually get to the android type area, that mechanical area, it is just off the charts, and you can continue to see how nicely done it is as we move out the length of the body. You can see how that nice dark wash is included the whole way through as we move out the length of the tail, which comes out in an upward kind of twisty type of a fashion and looks really, really cool again on both sides. Absolutely insane sculpt work here on the part of McFarlane Toys. Very, very impressive is putting it mildly, I would say, when it comes to the sculpt and detail included in both the mechanical robotic area and the kind of more living tissue type area of this figure. Absolutely awesome. So on top of looking absolutely amazing, this figure also includes some articulation. So we do have articulation in the arms, but of course the articulation is actually really stiff in every part of the body right now. And you also have articulation in the legs, which moves pretty decent, but it's a little bit jerky at this point again because I haven't done anything with it in the past so far. And then you actually have articulation like I had shown you guys in the jaw. So you can open and close the jaw. Again, pretty hard to move right now, but it hasn't been moved much. And then we have articulation right here in the neck region as well. So you can turn the Raptor's head to face forward, but you do have this kind of twist in the neck, so now it doesn't really line up at all. So I think it's probably best to keep it back like this. But the articulation seems pretty decent. Definitely some nice articulation, and I feel like if you move it around a good bit, it'll probably work a little smoother. As far as the size goes, for a length on the body, there's not too much as far as a length. You're looking around the 6-inch range, or about 15, maybe 15.5 centimeters. And for a height to the top of the head, you were looking at about 6 3/4 inches, or about 17.5 centimeters. And then to the top of the tail, actually about the same area, pretty much right around the same area, maybe a little bit over that point. For a size comparison, there is Mr. Papo T-Rex, the Attack Pack Dilophosaurus, and Robert Muldoon next to our really cool Raptar figure, and you can see that it's actually quite large, especially in comparison to the Papo Rex. You should have a pretty good idea of the size of this figure. Definitely sporting some really good impressive size on top of really good impressive paint and sculpt. So this McFarlane Toys Raptar figure is a really, really cool figure. Definitely something I was not expecting when I recently hit my local Walmart looking for Jurassic World figures and spotted this on the shelf. I was really immediately impressed by the overall appearance and just how off-the-wall cool it looks. It's really, really cool looking for sure, so I was instantly drawn to it, and once I actually picked it up, took a closer look, I knew I was definitely picking it up right then and there, and then proceeded to pick up the other 3 in the series because they are definitely something that's just different than what most toys are nowadays. They are really cool looking and almost have like that vintage look and feel to them. They're actually really heavy and very solid as far as what they're made of, so they feel really high quality, or at least this Raptar figure here does, which is also another plus to the figure overall. Definitely a very, very nicely done sculpt. Lots of detail to be found in every possible way as far as the actual skin texture and the body of the dinosaur itself. And then once you get to that mechanical area, it is just insane how much detailing and sculpt is included in that area as well. So the sculpting of the figure is just unbelievable. As far as the paintwork goes, there's nothing super crazy about it, but I love the fact that they've included like dark washes and everything to the figure to really make it look very realistic, especially in the mechanical area. The usage of that kind of darker gray in comparison to the lighter gray really brings the detail out quite beautifully. And the entire thing, as far as the sculpt and paint, as far as I'm concerned, is awesome. So there's nothing crazy as far as the paintwork goes, and it's sad that we missed kind of the nail paint of the fingers and everything, but as far as the paintwork that is included, I actually think it's really nicely done, and the fact that they've given them kind of a darker wash really makes it look very realistic, if you ask me. So this is definitely an absolutely awesome figure, loaded with insane sculpt work, really nice paintwork, and just an off-the-wall awesome appearance to it. And on top of all of that, it does have some really cool articulation to the figure. The only downside I can say to the articulation is that the jaw doesn't close completely. It just kind of opens further, so the mouth is kind of stuck open. Maybe the jaw closing would have been probably a cooler way to articulate the jaw, but other than that, I definitely do like the articulation as well. So I could not possibly recommend picking this up anymore if you are a fan of kind of dinosaur toys or just really cool looking toys in general that are similar to this. I definitely think you'll love this figure. So head to your local Walmart. You should probably have no problem picking it up, as mine was just loaded with them. And Again, at the $10 price point, it's a great price for this figure, especially for its size and weight. Definitely a really good price. And again, let me know in the comments, guys, if you are interested in reviews of the other figures in this line, as I will definitely review those as well if I have a few people that are interested in seeing it. So make sure you head to your local Walmart, pick this up, or any of the other very cool McFarlane Toys Raw 10 figures, and make sure you also like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.